Hey everybody, how are you guys doing today? I'm just going to wait a second, make sure everything's working and that the connection's on. I just wanted to pop on and share some of the new goodies that I got in my Essential Rewards order this month, and just kind of see how everybody's doing. So we're coming to the end of a snow week. Sorry, my notifications are popping up. And it has been one of those weeks where we've gotten a lot of family time, which has been wonderful. But I might not have been as prepared as I should have been for the family time that we've gotten. So today I actually went and did a little shopping to get prepared for the extended family time we're going to have for the Christmas holidays, and so I'm kind of excited about those things. But I wanted to come on just to share a little bit. My family has left for the evening to go and see one of the older kids' basketball games. So I've got some quiet time for myself, and I just got my December Essential Rewards order in from Young Living. So I kind of wanted to share some of the things that I've got in my box, why I made the choices that I did, and I'm actually going to be working on a plan for myself and our family for the next 3 months to kind of really get a good concrete idea of what I'm hoping to accomplish. And that's one of the things that I like to do with the new members that have enrolled with me, under me, whatever. Just excited for the friends that are joining in with this kind of wellness journey. And so, you know, one of the big things though that I think is important is to understand, like, what are your goals? So are there specific health needs? Are there specific wellness things? You know, are you hoping to get your family to like a chemical free place? Like what is your goal when you are considering Young Living? And so once we know what your goal is, then we can kind of make a plan as to how to start reaching that goal. And so basically I've been doing that for myself. But I have such a big goal that I've not been as conscientious on exactly like what I need to do first. So so that's kind of part of my plan for the new year, is really looking at, you know, over the course of the year, what do I want to see change in my family? So I'm focusing on wellness. Part of that includes adding in some new supplements, adding in some new things for myself and the kids. So to promote wellness for our family, to be very proactive in what we're doing. But then also looking at wellness from a standpoint of like, what are we bringing into our home, like the chemicals that we're bringing into our home, the foods that we're bringing into our home, and those kind of things, and really trying to make wise choices with that. Trying to get my family on board with some of these choices, you know, because when your kids have not necessarily had positive examples as to what is healthy and not healthy and why we make certain choices, then of course it's not an easy change for them. Like if you have a baby and that baby's never really introduced to sugar and never really introduced to things that are not considered as healthy, then it's easy to like maintain that. But you know, with us just kind of starting this journey, knowing that there were certain choices I made, obviously, that were healthy choices for my kids, but there's always room for improvement. So that's one of the goals for this year, focusing on what I'm putting on my body. So the skincare, the lotions, the oils, obviously. I've never used perfume for years now. I've not used perfume because it absolutely irritated me from like an allergy standpoint. So I would, you know, get a headache and cough and sneeze and just have really bad allergies with it. I've even been in movie theaters and places like that when someone comes in with really strong perfume, and it absolutely like ruins my movie because I am just struggling to not feel like physically sick. So the nice thing about oils though is that I don't have those problems. So, granted, there's some oils that smell better to me than others, and I think that's just natural. We all have our preference. But one of the really cool things is that a lot of times if there's something that you're kind of turned off by, it's possibly because your body really needs it, and it's just one of those weird things that happens. So anyway, so that's kind of my goal for this coming year, and something that I'm working on through this month of really getting intentional about knowing what each level that we're going to be taking will include, as far as for our wellness, for our the products that I need to kind of weed out of our home, what we need to replace it with. And it's amazing because, I know if you just look at the prices of some of the products from Young Living, you would be like, oh my goodness, there's no way I can afford to buy laundry detergent that costs X dollars. But there are amazing ways to stretch the bottles that you buy. So they're all super, super, super concentrated, and most of the time you need to dilute like a lot. But not only that, you can actually dilute more than what is recommended. So there's just some really interesting ways that you can stretch what you're buying, so that you really are maximizing like your dollars. But not only that, you're bringing in safe products for your family, and you are doing something that you don't have to worry when you're cleaning the bathroom and all those chemicals and those smells, and you're kind of closed in. You're like, I need to ventilate, and you've got a toddler running around, and you've got all these chemicals and the smells from what you're doing, and I don't know if you think about it, but I always thought about it like, what is that doing? Like, what is that smell doing? It's making me not feel so good. So what's it doing to my baby? And if we do this like for their whole lifetime, and they're exposed to these things for their whole lifetime, then could there be some adverse side effects? Yeah, I mean, most likely. I am from a background, I promise we're going to get to the essential rewards, but now that I'm on here and I really had no plan or agenda except to just come and talk to you guys, I'm going to probably talk your ear off. So my mom had breast cancer oh goodness, time flies. It's been, this summer will be 3 years ago, so like 2.5 years ago. And so amazingly, her breast cancer was so small when they found it. And it was one of those things, like they kept saying, oh, this is, it's a little suspicious, but I think we'll come back and check it again later. And I told her, I was like, well, why don't you just go somewhere else and get another mammogram, another place. And then we just kept pressing. And of course, thank goodness we did, because by the time she got to the stage to do a biopsy, even after 2 mammograms where they said, let's wait 6 months and see, the biopsy showed up that it was cancer. And so she opted to do a lumpectomy, and they took the lump out. And when they did, they basically like found no cancer in there because it was so small, they got it all out with a biopsy. But I say all that to say this, not only did my mom have breast cancer, but my grandmother had breast cancer. And both of them were at an age when they got breast cancer that technically it's not considered to be genetic. It's not considered to be something that I'm super high risk or my girls are super high risk. But honestly, like when I hear that from a doctor, I'm like, yeah, but I think that's kind of like bull, because now I've got two women above me that have had something. So why would I not go on to the offensive and say, what can I do? What can I change? What can I do to prevent this from happening to me? And if I can't prevent it from happening to me, because I'm 40, so, there has been damage done, what can I do to prevent it from happening to my girls? So the type that my mom had was like the hormone, where it grows faster because your hormones are feeding it basically. But, you know, so what can I do to make sure my hormones are in balance? What can I do to make sure that I'm not putting anything in my body that would be considered toxic? Figuring out a natural deodorant, because if you think about it, every time you put on deodorant with these chemicals and aluminum and all this stuff in it, where are you putting it? Right next to the girls. So protect girls. Think about the things that you're putting on your body. That is where I'm at. And, you know, again, this was 3 years ago almost. So I'm just now getting to the point that it's like, okay, I'm willing to start making some wiser choices. So let's just start with some of the things that I decided to order this month. So one of the big ones is lotions. So this month I am trying the lavender lotion for myself and really for the girls too. I mean, it's not like I can't use this on them. And then I got the Kid Sense lotion just to see if they liked it better, or, you know, just to see which ones we liked best. I've really never been a huge lotion person. But I'm aging, and so, you know, I can see my skin is changing, the elasticity of my skin is changing, and I just have to get real and start doing some stuff about it. So that is why I'm kind of focusing on skin, getting some healthy things for my skin, and to start promoting, you know, the wellness in my skin. Let me say this, I'll be sharing a little more about this maybe later on, but another oily mama shared a recipe for, they shared it for skin rashes. I have a child that has dealt with a particular skin rash for his whole entire life. It's definitely worse in the wintertime, and it's definitely one that, you know, we really just have to be careful what we wash his clothes in, what we put on his body, because he will flare up with his severely itchy red rashes. If you want more info on that, DM me and I can tell you exactly what I'm talking about. But I made up a lotion for him using some body butter that was an all-natural body butter with shea and coconut oil, and it's got a little bit of argan oil and rosemary in it. But I take that and I put it in my hand, and I add melrose, tea tree, and lavender to that. I basically put like 2 drops of each in my hand with a chunk of that body butter, and I rub it all together till my hands are like greasy and smelly and yummy, and then I just rub that all over his legs. And he got out of the bath one night, and his legs were so inflamed and red and itchy and sore and dry. And that's when it was like, oh, yes, I bought this stuff and I need to try this on you, because I had been waiting for the Melrose to come in before I tried it, because that was what was recommended. And when I made it, it made like a total difference. Immediately, the redness and the itchiness went away. He's like, I have no more itch. I mean, he was amazed. And then within a few days, he still was saying, like, I'm not itching. It's not as bad. So we have basically just been doing it on bath days. So our kids are like every other bath day kind of kids. And so we've been doing it then. But the second application was much different than the first application. Like, he was nowhere near as inflamed and dry, and you know, it gets like this kind of crusty feeling on it. So it was good. He was much better. And so there, just in and of itself, I know we made some positive improvements, and there's nothing that I put on his body that I have to be concerned it's going to have any kind of lasting effects or lingering effects for him. So I'm going to have to get a sip of water. I'm sorry. And yes, I totally just drank out of my kid's sippy cup. Sorry. Okay. So the other thing that I got for me, I guess you could say, is this Orange Blossom Moisturizer. It's a 1 ounce bottle, and I have not used it yet, but let me go ahead and open it and just kind of, let's take a look. It is, oh, I got a hair. Okay. I just want to kind of feel what it feels like. Come on. Maybe I should have tried this before getting on a live video with you guys, huh? There we go. Oh, that smells really good. So this is a face moisturizer, obviously, but my skin is really, it's really red. Like, I deal with a lot of redness, and it's not a rosacea redness. It's really not a redness that is a sensitivity redness. It's more just like my face is red. So, but I still am kind of careful what I put on. But I go oily easy, but I tend to be more dry this time of the year. But it's like it's almost like a dryness on top of oily, if that makes any sense. So I'm hoping that this will be a good option. And this is for normal to oily skin. So I'm excited to try this and use it in my morning routine. And honestly, what I intend to do with this, because I have been using frankincense, I've been using lavender, I've used some of the Melrose. I just kind of been alternating just to see if there's something I particularly like better than others. But just taking some oil and just rubbing it like straight up on my face. So I will most likely take a small pump of this and then add some oils to it and just put that on my face. But I really like the oils. And the Melrose, I liked it a good bit too. The only thing with it, what I've noticed is, I kind of do like this to like rub it all on my face really good. It takes me a few minutes, not a few minutes, more like 20 seconds for my eyes to kind of adjust. It's like, I don't even know what the word is. That feeling of like a mentholatum or something, sometimes it can give your eyes like this feeling like, whew, there's something strong around here. But it goes away. Now, obviously, I'm not putting it on my eyes. I'm just kind of rubbing it underneath and up and above. But because I'm doing that, the smell from that Melrose is kind of strong. So it doesn't bother me though. And I know it's not bad for my eyes, but just letting you know that there is that kind of like effect when I do it. All right, so I got a couple of chapsticks this month. I got grapefruit, which I really like. I'm a Burt's Bees kind of girl. And I have not checked. There's an app called Think Dirty. Is it Think Dirty? I'll let you know for sure. That you can get where you can like scan the things in your house and check your chemicals. So I've not checked Burt's Bees, so I really don't even know if it's good for you or bad for you, but I want to try these. And I also got cinnamon. I have not opened this to try it yet. We have lavender, and we do like it. I put it on the girls a good bit, and I even use it. There's times that I use it for them when it's not that they need chapstick. It's more like I just want y'all smelling that lavender, and so we use it for that too. So for the kids, so I guess this month there was a lot more for the kids than maybe in some of my previous months. Mama started feeling like she needed to get something for the babies. So I got Kids Sense Tummy Jize, which in the starter kit you get Digize, which is really, really good for your stomach. You can take it internally, but you can also just rub it on your belly. But for a child, you have to dilute that. So this Kids Sense line is actually already diluted, so you don't have to worry about doing that. And so I got the Tummy Jize, and I got the Snifflies, which, oh my goodness, the girls have just been sniffling like crazy this week. So we just got this in yesterday, and I have been liberally applying it. I am not exactly sure what the ingredients are on this, but I am thinking it has to have some kind of tangerine or something like that in it, because there's like this smell that is just heavenly. And I can't put my finger on it. So I'm going to have to check it out and let you guys know. But you can always look at what the ingredients are on our website, just to see like what the key oils are in these blends, because a lot of these are just blends of several oils. And then I got Genius, which I just think is way too cool. So my 11-year-old is in 5th grade, and he is super smart, but he's also a boy. And so he does have some attention things. Like, it's not anything that I would even feel like needs to be talked about. It's really just like normal boy stuff. But I know that any support that I can give him to kind of help with the process of like doing homework and testing and those kind of things, to help him like focus in and really do what he needs to do, is gonna help. So I got that mostly for him, but I've heard a lot of grown-ups say that they use this too, that it does help at times when you really you've got something you need to get done. So put this on and let it help you focus in and get the job done. So also Inner Child, this is one I got for me, I guess, per se, maybe me and some other people. I took part in something that our team was offering, and our team is amazing. We have like the best, I won't say we have the best Young Living team, but we have a really good Young Living team. And our leaders put together an amazing day for us, and it was called Fall into Freedom. And so we had people speaking on oh goodness, the Enneagram. We had people speaking on just knowing your place, like our roles, and just, you know, it was like the most inspirational. But we also had someone who did Aroma Freedom with us. And Aroma Freedom is really something I had never heard of. I've started researching it because I believe greatly in the power of releasing things that we've held on to, and the things that we hold on to a lot of times can promote disease and things in our body. And so that's a huge part of this journey that God's got me on right now, is not only the wellness aspect of changing my diet, changing my life, changing, you know, the way I do things, but also releasing all this stuff that I've held on to, the traumas and the things from my past, so that I can step into wholeness and wellness in a way that I would not be able to do without getting rid of that stuff. So the Aroma Freedom uses particular oils, and we can actually go back and like watch that video again and again and again and go through that process with the person who was like moderating it for us. But I feel like I will probably be learning how to do this myself, so that I can help other people with it as well, and myself, so that I could sit down with my oils and go through the technique personally to deal with things I need to deal with the Lord. So I'm excited about that. So Inner Child is one of those oils that was used for that. That's what motivated me to get that. The Kid Sense Mighty Pro. So you see, I wrote on here. I'll tell you why in just a minute. These are, I know it's kind of getting dark. I'm sorry. These are little packets, and they're kind of like pixie sticks. That's what everybody like refers to them as. They do have a little bit of a sweetener in them. So there's some parents out there. Sorry about that. My battery's going low. There's some parents out there who are not as keen on the like sweeteners, but it's one of the healthier options for a sweetener. But this is recommended for 2-year-olds. Yes, for 2-year-olds and above. And you empty the packet into your child's mouth, and obviously as they get older they can do it themselves. But it is for gut health. So it's probiotics and prebiotics, and it's kind of like it's got wolfberry in it, but it's a wolfberry punch flavor. But some of the things it talks about is it has over 8 billion active live cultures. It's specially designed for children to support digestive and immune health, meaning fewer days missed from school or daycare. Healthy microflora in the gut during the early years of life has widespread and lasting consequences for children's well-being and overall health. So I just felt like this was a good one to kind of start with for my girls. There's another chewable that they have that we may add in later, but I just wanted to kind of start with one because knowing me, I can do all the things and then sometimes I don't follow through. So I'm making sure I'm following through. But the reason I have this written on here is because I have 2 girls and I bought 1 bag, and this is a 30-day supply. But I wanted to be sure that I would actually use it and that they would use it and that they would like it. So what we're doing is basically skipping a day. So I'm marking off that we did Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and we do either Saturday or Sunday, but we're skipping a day just so we don't use it up in 15 days. Now, this is the laundry cleaner. Look, it's like smaller than the size of my head. So this is supposed to be, let me look here. I think it's supposed to be like 60 something loads, 64 loads, okay? But everyone talks about taking this bottle and cutting it in half, like so put half in another bottle, and then you fill this with water, and then you're still only using like a capful or less because it's so concentrated and it is so good that you do not have to, you can stretch this. And not only that, but you can add additional essential oils to this, and it is great. So I haven't used it yet, but I will be letting you know. Obviously, if you see this in another Essential Rewards order, you'll know I liked it. But at this point, this little bottle is going to last me a while because, I mean, I've got a bunch of people that I wash clothes for, but 120 washes, I mean, my goodness. I'm thinking it's going to be like months because there's 30 days in a month. I would have to do 4 loads of laundry a day. I don't do that much. So, yeah, I'm going to do the math on that and let you guys know. All right, before it gets so dark on me, should I turn a light on? I might should turn the light on. I think you can still see me. So, okay, these are the freebies this month. With Essential Rewards in your orders, you always get certain levels, you get certain things free. So this month, lemongrass was one of our freebies. So that's a new one for me. I have no idea. I've not done a ton of research on this, but I will be. One thing I did see is you can use this for nail polish remover. And I have some bits and pieces of a pedicure that's been on my toes for, I don't know, maybe like 3 months. I'm gonna be working on getting that off. Joy, y'all know I love it. Got this as a freebie this month, and Pine as a freebie this month, which I'm excited to just have diffusing this time of the year as well. So that is it, and I hope you guys have enjoyed it. I would love for you to send me questions about what I picked. If you have questions about how to get started, if you want to know more about the premium starter kit, or like how to make your own plan for your Essential Rewards, I would love to be able to help you with that. So send me a message. Talk to you soon.